What's going on, everybody? I'm Jeff Woods. I'm here with the One Thing team, and today we are joined with Peggy Delano, who is a team leader inside Keller Williams. That means she runs one of the local offices out in Southern California in Laguna Niguel. And Peggy and I had a chance to work together because she was a founding member for our course, Time Blocking Mastery, which we went out to the list and said, hey, we want to open this up before we create the full thing. We want to work closely with a small, intimate group of you. And Peggy was one of those people who raised her hand, and we were with her every step of the way. And Peggy, honestly, I got to say, seeing your engagement in the group and seeing the journey that you've been on has really been rewarding on our side. And we had to have this conversation.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
So bring me back to before Time Blocking Mastery. Where were you, and where did you need help most at the time? Where was your focus?
My focus was trying to focus on business. And what I realized was until I focused on myself and got myself in a healthy situation, eating right, following a routine, I wasn't really good to anybody else. So
when did you have that realization, though?
4 weeks into the time blocking.
Okay, so let's go back to even before the course.
Okay.
So you're focusing on business, right? And
yeah.
What was your goal? Where did you need help?
I needed to figure out, coming into a brand new market center, doing a launch the first year, there's so many things that you have to do. You've got staff, you've got number one priority is recruiting, and then getting into relationships with the agents and working a lot more than just 9 to 5. And I felt I was exhausted, and I was, that 3 o'clock kind of fall thing. So I was trying to focus on everything. And that's why I sent my letter in for the One Thing. Also, I had lost my husband the year before. My world was upside down. I had just moved to California and I was a mess. So when this One Thing Time Blocking Mastery came, I raised my hand and said, I don't care what the cost is. I need to do something and change my life. Otherwise, how am I going to be good for anybody else?
Before you got into the course and you're applying and you end up finding that you got approved to be one of our founding members, what did you hope to accomplish going through the course?
Really to become focused. I hope to figure out what my one thing was. And I wanted to accept the fact that time blocking was okay because I was fearful of it. I don't like anybody ruling me. Felt that was really going to box me in.
Why did you think that time blocking would box you in?
I've tried it in the past. I didn't have the right direction on it. And I felt that I was really letting myself down with guilt if I didn't stick to my schedule. And rather than mess it up and then trying to replace things, I just threw it away and said, I can do this on my own. I don't need someone to show me when to time block. I don't want anybody ruling me. I want to rule my day.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So we get into the course together, and your one thing at the time was lead generation, right?
Was lead generation with the new market center, yes.
Okay, so and at that point we said, all right, you've got to pick your one thing, that one activity that you can do that will make everything else, at least in this point, your business, easier or unnecessary. And you identified lead gen as that specific one thing.
That's what I thought it was, yes.
So walk me through the first 4 weeks when you realized that that was not your true one thing.
I was feeling frustrated. I'm watching everybody else blog about how great things were happening, and I'm trying to lead generate and tons of interruptions. And again, the exhaustion factor with me. And I was really getting down on myself. And so rather than quitting, I had an aha through Facebook and figured out, okay, here's an opportunity to do a boot camp that would make me time block, that would get me into better shape, clear my head, and I would become more powerful with everything that I needed to do here in terms of lead generating, showing up, not falling asleep at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, kind of when you're sitting in those meetings and you're just nodding your head.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's interesting is you were not the only one who about 4 weeks into their 66-day challenge realized that what they thought their one thing was not actually their lead domino.
That was life-changing, that it was a safe environment, a really safe group, and to put it in writing and send it out around the world, literally, with our members coming in from all over, not really had met any of these people before, was kind of like, okay, if I'm struggling and other people are struggling, I'm going to step up and say, it's happening to me too. And once I admitted that, Jeff, it changed everything right there.
So talk to me about that. What changed?
The fact that it was okay not to know what my time blocking or my one thing was right away, even though I've been a team leader for a while. And I have read the one thing over and I teach it, bits and snips in my, business meetings. It's different to actually have to practice it. And so I thought to myself, oh, I've read this book a couple of times. In theory, it's great. But when you actually go to practice it, it was scary. It was really, really scary. And I felt inadequate.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with me? Everybody else can do it. How come I can't do it? And the breakthrough, breaking down, and then being able to say, wow, this is a challenge, and having the support from everybody else, I think not only broke myself through on this, but so many other people. And then it kept me going.
So let's dive in to the actual transformation, because you finally get that clarity that your one thing really has to be around your own health. What was the specific measurable activity that you tracked for 66 days?
What I did was, first of all, I let everybody know that I was doing this challenge and that I was joining a boot camp. I let everybody know that I had to be out of the office by 5:30, 5:33 at the latest, because if you show up late to the boot camp, you're responsible for everybody else in the club doing burpees. And if you've ever done a burpee, you don't want to clap. So there was a huge, I didn't know there was going to be that accountability there, but by letting people in my office know, I would be getting texts from my agents. Hey, I see you're not in your gym clothes yet. Why are you still here? I had to put it out there. I learned that I couldn't keep something like this to myself.
And that's a principle that we talk about in the book of enlisting support.
I enlisted support with it. And then I posted every day on Facebook. I did a check-in. And on Fridays, I took it to another step and did a Friday video when I finished my last workout with two of my workout buddies, put it out to the world and let people know how much weight I was losing. So I've never done anything like that before. I sometimes call it a fake book.
Yeah.
And I decided that I needed to go with reality Facebook and get everybody to help me and support me, enlist my staff. Even my OP, Reno, he knew I was going and was encouraging me.
I can imagine, and I've been there myself as well, when you set a personal goal and you may be concerned that if you were to share it with people, that they may judge you.
Oh, yeah, huge.
What were your fears in enlisting the support of the people around you?
The biggest fear was that I wouldn't lose the weight, or I would feel that the working out was too time consuming, too difficult. It's the fear of failure.
Would you also say that fear of failure probably comes from a lack of commitment, true commitment?
Absolutely. I have never done anything like this before. And I really followed the people who have gone before me with MAPS coaching, with, Jay, yourself, Gary, everybody in Keller saying, you've got to put it out there. Otherwise, the accountability is not there. And it's very easy to say, oh, I'm doing X, Y, Z. But when you're actually saying that I'm going to lose weight, where people can see you daily, that was huge. The whole lifestyle change, meals, everything.
So what ended up happening as a result?
Oh my gosh. Well, not only just the transformation on losing the weight, but the clarity, finding out, first of all, that it was okay to time block. That when I took something like this was the biggest challenge for myself. Time blocking has become just a part of my life now. If I walk out the door at 5:33, do this 6 days a week and commit to it, it was just something that it took a big fear out. And so now time blocking is not a bad thing. It's a really good thing. It works.
And you at week 4 is when you really made the shift from a business focus to focusing on yourself personally in terms of your 66-day challenge. So you only had 6 weeks left in our 66-day challenge. What happened in that time?
In that 6 weeks, I had to become so laser focused to do this weight loss challenge that it was 20 pounds in 6 weeks. It just absolutely coincided with the same time blocking. And I also was able to tell people at the gym what I was doing at work. And I brought it all together. Everything aligned, but I got the support of the group too. I was able to blog there and also be able to encourage other people, I hope, in the group to say, hey, it's not as hard as you think it is. And I went a step further and I took that photo of myself the first day leaving my office with my gym clothes on and put it out to you and committed to everyone. So I needed a lot of help and support.
Before and after, I love it. So what I'm hearing you say is you got that clarity, 4 weeks in, you got the clarity, but you would have never gotten that clarity had you begun your 66-day challenge to making something a habit.
No.
You get that clarity. You publicly declared it so that you had the accountability. You had the time on your calendar every single day that by 5:30, 5:33 at the latest, you were out and in your gym clothes and on your way to a boot camp. And as a result, in 6 weeks, you dropped 20 pounds.
I did. Yeah.
That in itself is awesome and really inspirational. But what really has touched me is not necessarily the weight that you lost, but how the domino effect, if you will. You knocked over that first domino in terms of your health. How has that cascaded into your business?
Well, I think in my business, it's cascaded to the point where I show up. My mind is clearer. I have more energy. I'm able to talk about other struggles that other agents might be having. I mean, when you meet people for the first time and you do a deep needs analysis with them, you get into some pretty heavy things when you're on that first appointment with them. And I'm able to pull in what I accomplished and share it with them. And sometimes their problems don't seem as difficult as, what I was facing and the mindset that I was facing and also starting a new life. So it's just given me so much more feeling of being authentic and being able to talk to agents who are concerned and who are frankly scared of having time block rule their calendar. That's like, we can do this and we can do it together.
Awesome. So if you could, I'm huge on taking action because anybody who is watching or listening to this, they've invested their most valuable resource, their time. And unlike money where you can't necessarily guarantee yourself an ROI, your time you can because you can take action. So if you had to encourage people to take one piece of action based on what you've discovered, what would it be?
What I discovered was the hardest thing. Well, first, I went and I built my bunker, so to speak, about going to the gym. I had to actually go to the store and buy gym clothes. And then I had to change all the food in my refrigerator. So once I took those first steps about getting the gym clothes and having the food ready so I could prep it, that was also another time blocking that came into effect, was prepping all the food. Just do it for a couple of days. And then I didn't look at it as 6 weeks. I said, okay, it's Monday. I can cut out all the white. I can cut out all the sugar today. And then I got through a day and a day and a day. So I really broke it down. I think what was scaring me or holding me back from time blocking was looking at it 6 weeks out. For me, take it day by day.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, it's whatever that goal is that you have, instead of looking at it as a whole, ask yourself, what's the one thing you can do today? And just look at it for today and execute for today.
Exactly. And if I hadn't gone shopping for the gym clothes, and if I hadn't had all the food the weekend I was going to start it, I would have made a lot of excuses. It cleaned out my refrigerator. I got rid of everything. So I really set myself up for success because there wasn't any other food. I followed their model of a diet and prepared. So I had to prepare.
I love it. I love it. Well, Peggy, thank you so much. It's been so awesome to see your transformation. And I love your engagement in the group. So keep it up.
Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate all your support too with Jay. Thanks.